Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and the finale for our Revell 71 Plymouth Hemi Cuda 426 kit. This was a blast. It's the first time I ever did a naked kit before, and it won't be the last because I'll tell you what, it worked out way better than I hoped. So let me get the guys out of the way here. Duke took about 1,000 pictures, and Rob even came over to grill for us today. Lori and Lee are checking everything out now. Even Terry stopped by. Zach's finishing up the tires. While TJ finishes up the interior. Wayne's checking out everything, and Tim is just happy to be here. Daisy loves the Cudas, and so does Chandler. Chandler just can't leave that big old Hemi alone. So let's see what we got here. Let me back you up a little tiny bit. This kit went together like a dream. Zero problems at all. I added some details, but I left some details too. I was kind of having fun with what's in the box and what I can do with what they gave me. But here's the top. I did the louvers. We got the spoiler on. The shaker, heads up on the shaker. When you do this, push the shaker forward and not, don't try to center it out a little bit. I am hanging up a little tiny bit on the back. I had to kind of bend a little arch in the hood just so it would work out. So I kind of went forward and backwards and then side to side a little bit and kind of bubbled the hood without making it to where it looked dumb here. So I am a little high. But that's okay because I'm using that to kind of peel this up to take the hood off. And it comes off easy enough. And then that leaves us with one honkin' huge engine. The shaker on these things is made to be removed, which is awesome because look at the detail they give you in this engine. A little lacking over here with the brakes because it's kind of right up on the side. I wanted to run my brake lines and everything, but I did get the booster on at least. Ran my Excel wires. We'll come up even closer. You see I got the Excel coil buried inside there with the strap. I did an aftermarket distributor thanks to a buddy of mine that sent me one. I'm too dang cheap to buy this stuff. No, he 3D printed me a whole bunch of them at different sizes, so I'll be able to scale them up. And man, I'll tell you what, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that. It makes building these so much more fun and so easy to do. I talked about the battery the other day. You see what I mean by that, painting that silver first. That green will pop for you. And then the red and the black for the wires, I just left them on there. With this one, like I said, I was just leaving things that were there and adding to it a little bit. My water tank, or windshield washer tank, I think I talked about that the other day, but I've been telling so many other people that we'll just go over it real quick. What that is Tamiya's sky blue and flat white mixed together. Just so the color looked like what you'd see in the water bottle. And then I painted that on. I made this one pretty full. But I let that dry overnight, and then I came back with my craft paint, and I used a tapioca, which is basically antique white or off-white. Made it really super thin and did a wash with it over top of that Tamiya, and it kind of gave it a 3D effect where it does look like the water is inside there now. And then that dried super flat, so we let it go overnight. And I came back and hit the whole bottle with quick shine, and I'm going to do that from now on. It was easy, it was quick, and I think it looks really good. So we're done there. Everything on the engine went together fantastic. I added the linkage to this side. It's just a basic linkage. The fuel rail and everything. Now you can see where that super glue made that look like a pretty decent T-fitting there for the fuel rail. Alternator looks good in there. My hose For the hose clamp, all I did was I took a little thin piece of bare metal foil and wrapped it and put that around there. That's worth the cost of the bare metal foil right there. The front clip went on pretty darn good. No problems there, except for I had to put it in this way and then bring it into place. So how about if I back you out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about? I had to put it in this way and then pull it into place that way, because this side didn't want to line up like it did a million times before, and that's because the light bezel was catching on this little lip that's up here. So just a heads up, this side went on no problem. The other side, it went on, but it fought me to the end. The headlights all came out good. That's quick shine holding them in place. Green stuff for the grill, and then by just craft paint black for the inside the grill. I used a whole bunch of my Mod Podge crystal clear to make that light lens look like a lens, and I think it worked out pretty good. This is the mayor's car, so we have Hobbytown Mayor for the personalized license plate. Thank you, Bruce. The decals went on very well. This is just, first off, the louver, before I flip it back over, the louver is just Mod Podged on, and it held pretty good. I know if I mess around with it, it'll pop, but it held on there pretty good, and I really like that with the shaker and all that, the whole look. So they were easy to put on. Bare metal foiled the windows all the way around. I know I don't use a lot of bare metal foil, but I did the windows, and I did the lower trim line with that. I did not paint the lower black. I didn't want to take away from that big old Hemi decal there. And that laid down pretty darn easy. It didn't want to come off the paper that well. I let it soak for quite a while too, and it kind of wanted to just hang on there. So I was afraid of stretching it, but it didn't. It pulled off. Let's put it that way. And then just moving a little bit here and there and working the wrinkles out and everything. I did not use any decal setting solution or solvent solution. This is just the decals laying on the finish. And the finish on this is the Hydro Mist, the Lifetone Hydro Mist. The links in the directions down below, or in the description down below. But one thing with these is when you put the decal on, they did not open up for your rear marker. So you put the decal on, let it dry all the way. It pulled right in there, no problem, all the way around, and then just cut your decal to get into that, so you can pull your marker out. And that was why I didn't want to use the solvent, because I was afraid it would burn into the paint there and just wouldn't release. So now it's nice and tight. I'm not worried about this coming off. It's a pretty decent size or thickness for the decal. It's thin enough to look good, but thick enough to be able to move around a little bit. Both sides went well for me. Can't complain whatsoever. The back on this, I love how the back came out on this thing. A nice detail on here. I painted the inside of the ring just craft paint flat black, and then let that dry for umpteen months. Painted my Cuda on there. It sticks out long enough to where with a fine brush and just a little bit of paint, it'll go on there and look pretty good. And then I bare metal foiled the raised ring, and it sticks out enough to where even a hack like me can get the bare metal foil to lay in. So yeah, I'm super stoked with the back. You see I didn't dig out the the exhaust. I said I wasn't going to, and I didn't. I just chromed them with my green stuff paint on chrome, and then took my craft paint and painted inside there, and then kind of touched it up around there, because even in 71 there was still, soot in the fuel, so it's not going to burn clean. But there we go. Don't forget, I'm going to do the music video at the end of this, so I got a bunch of pretty fun pictures to put in there. But man, this was a nice build. The gills were the hardest part of the whole kit. I am going to say flat out, they are a pain in the butt. I even went to try to bare metal foil them, and that didn't even look right. So I came back and I painted them with Tamiya's chrome silver. I did the black first on the inside, and then came back with the chrome silver, and then of course had to go back with the black again, and then one more time with the chrome silver, just to get it to where I think it looks acceptable. I'm happy with that now. Mirrors, again, I glued the white part of the mirrors, the body part of the mirrors, onto the body early in the build, just because I didn't want to mess this up, at the end. I wanted that to be good, strong, and a hard glue-in. I used my extra thin on that to hold it in, let it dry overnight, and boy, it laid in there nice. And I banged them around pretty good too, and they held in there tight. Again, I'm jazzed about that water bottle. The interior came out super good. I mean, there's not a lot of flash and bling in the Cuda's interior, but I think it looks great. That window looks good. I wanted to paint this bottom section of the window glass black, but I didn't, and it's okay. It doesn't really show that bad. So if you don't want to, you can get away with not. But again, the interior is painted with, again, the tapioca, a light coat of tapioca. Let that dry. Then I came back with the gray panel liner, and I hit it with gray panel liner. Let that dry for several days, probably 3 days. And then came back over top of that with a wash of the tapioca. And, I'm sorry. The first coat of tapioca, when it was dry, I did a coat of quick shine on it, one coat, and let that dry overnight. Make sure you do that, because if you don't, and you hit it with that gray panel liner, you're going to have gray seats. The quick shine gives a separation between the paint and the wash. So, and then I did another coat of the tapioca, a wash I made with that, with just water and the tapioca, to bring back out the lights on the surface of the seats. And then let that dry, and one more shot of the quick shine on just the leather, and boom, baby, I'm happy with that. I got the white in the back, like the body color, and then you come around and you can see the leather, and it gives a different color altogether. Even though they're both white, they're both different color whites. And that's what I was really trying to get in this. So that worked out great. I'm super stoked with that dash. They give you good details to work with. I did drill out the steering wheel, but other than that, easy peasy. I mean, it was an easy, fun build. It really was, all the way around. So with the tires now, again, I painted those with the light gray, Tamiya's light gray, which is a flat, up to the center. Then the center part I did in titanium gold, or I'm sorry, titanium silver, leaving the hub and the lug nuts, the chrome. And I'm thinking it looks as close as I could get to the stock without stripping the whole thing because I didn't want to strip everything on here. I did the valve covers and the carb, everything else. But I just wanted to leave those go. And then if we can find them, I did do the the valve stems on here with 0.3 millimeter. There it is right there. With 0.3 millimeter solder. Just drilled the hole in on an angle, before I put the tire together, of course. And then took the 0.3 millimeter solder, which is this stuff right here, painted it with a craft paint black, cut it into little tiny nubs, dipped one end into super glue, and put that in the hole. I called it good. It worked out great. So there we go. I'm going to put this back on here so you can see the shaker on top. How cool is that? That's a honking big dang engine, man. Didn't do anything really special to the underside of this. I didn't paint it black or anything. I don't know why. Just didn't. But everything, like I said, everything went as good as I could hope. I even did the little markers on the front for the turn signals. It's hard to see, but they even have the little green, clear green on the little front ends. But with that, let's start some music, have some fun. I want to thank everybody for watching, for following along with the build, all the kind words, the subscriptions and everything, and the comments. I will try to get back to all your comments, but right now, let's enjoy ourselves. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. And thank you for watching.